Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. So, I am Ali Aslupong. And this time we will gonna discuss the discounted payback period. So first, what is discounted payback period? The discounted payback period is a capital budgeting procedure used to determine the profitability of a project. A discounted payback period gives the number of years it takes to break even from undertaking the initial expenditure by discounting future cash flows and recognizing the time value of a money. So the discounted payback period is a capital budgeting method for determining a project profitability by discounting future cash flows and appreciating the time value of a money. A discounted payback period calculates the number of years it takes to take break-even an initial investment. So, it is similar to a payback method. So, the payback method period is a time it takes to recoup the money you put into a project. We ignore the time worth of a money when computing the payback period. So, while in the other hand, the discounted payback period is the amount of years it takes for the cumulative discounted cash inflows to equal the initial investment. It uses discounted cash flow to measure the payback period, or it is also known as adjusted payback.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuhu. Good day to everyone. I'm Amina M. Malagyal and I'm the one to give an example about discounted payback period which was defined by the first reporter or by my groupmate. Assume the following cash flows for two projects. So we have two projects, yung Project S and yung Project L. So we have here sa 0, so ito yung hindi pa umaabot ng isang taon. Sa Project S, we have less than 1,000 and pareho rin siya sa Project L. Sa year 1, we have 500 for Project S and 100 for Project L. Sa year 2, we have 400 for Project S. Sa Project L naman, we have 300. Sa year 3, we have 300 for Project S, 400 for Project L. And the last one, sa year 4, we have 100 for Project S and 600 for Project L. Assume that the cash flows are occurring at the end of the year. Find out the discounted payback period for these projects if the cost of capital is 10% for both the projects. So, yung cash flow natin is nangyayari lang every end of the year. So, ang task natin is to find the discounted payback period for these projects kapag yung cost of capital nitong dalawang project is 10%. So, magsimula tayo sa Project S. So, as shown in the timeline, we have to find the present value for the first cash flow which is yung 500. So, wag niyo muna pansinin itong sa discounted cash flow and cumulative discounted cash flow kasi papakita ko rin mamaya kung paano ito siya nakuha. So, may ginamit tayong formula para dito. So, ang rate of interest natin is 10%. So, this is our formula in finding the future value. We have FB is equal to PV times the quantity of 1 plus I raised to the power of N. So, where FB is the future value, PV is the present value, I is the rate of interest per component period, and N is the number of component periods. So, since we are looking for the present value para mahanap itong discounted cash flow, ide-derive natin yung formula na FB yung sa taas. So, kapag dinerive natin siya, magiging PV is equal to FB or the future value divided by the quantity of 1 plus I raised to N. So, dalawang present value lang ang isosolve natin, yung year 1 and 2. Kasi same formula lang din naman ang gagamitin natin sa year 1, 2, 3, and 4 para mahanap yung bawat discounted cash flow. So, PV1 is equal to FB1 or the future value over 1 plus I raised to N sub 1 is equal to yung future value natin sa year 1 is 500, then i-divide natin siya sa 1 plus 0.1 raised to 1. So 0.1 ito siya kasi since yung rate of interest natin is 10%, we have to divide it in 100. So, magiging 10 divided by 100 and the result is 0.1. So, 500 divided by 1.1, the result is 454.5. PV2 is equal to FB2 divided by 1 plus I raised to n sub 2. So, ang future value natin sa year 2 is 400. Then, i-divide natin siya sa 1 plus 0.1. A quantity of 1 plus 0.1 raised to 2 is equal to 400 divided by 1 plus 0.1 raised to 2. So, magiging ano siya, 1.1 raised to 2 is equal to, pag i-divide natin yung 400 sa 1.1 square, magiging 330.6. So, if-flash ko na lang sa screen kung paano nakuha yung discounted cash flow ng sa year 3 and year 4. Tapos, yung pagkuha sa cumulative discounted cash flow is kaya 454.5 pa rin ang ating cumulative discounted cash flow kasi makukuha lang natin ito by adding the first year last term and the second year last term. So, kaya dito sa year 2, naging 785.1 kasi inad natin yung discounted cash flow na 454.5 and yung 330.6. At ito naman yung sa Project L natin kung paano nakuha yung discounted cash flow and yung pagkuha sa cumulative discounted cash flow is same process pa rin. So, ito yung discounted payback period ng Project S. And nandyan din yung formula. And 2.95 years yung discounted payback period. While naman sa discounted payback period ng Project L is 3.88 years. So we can conclude na given higher ranking as it is going to recover the investment is yung sa Project S.
Everyone, I am Rihanna Sofia Asmapak. So, our topic for today is benefit cost ratio. What is the benefit cost ratio? Benefit cost ratio indicates the relationship between the cost and benefit of project or investment for analysis as it's shown by the present value of benefit expected by divided by present value of a cost, which help to determine the viability and value that can be derived from investment or project. So as you can see, the BCR is an indicator that is typically ginagamit with its cost-benefit analysis. So in the project, the benefit cost ratio can support the cost-benefit analysis of a business case. So BCR kasi is kino-compare niya yung the present value of all benefits with that cost and investment or project. So itong benefits and costs are treated as a monetary cash flow or their equivalent. So for example, for non-monetary benefits or company internal costs. So meaning it depends of the value it's indicating. So how the benefit cost ratio work? So BCR are most often used in capital budgeting to analyze the overall value for money of undertaking for a new project. So the BCR is calculated by dividing the proposed total cash benefit of a project by the proposed total cash cost of the project. So prior to dividing the numbers, the net present value of the respective cash flow over the proposed lifetime. The next one is steps to calculate the benefit cost ratio or BCR. So this is the step how to use or how to calculate the BCR. So this is the formula of benefit cost ratio or BCR. So benefit cost ratio is equal to present value of expected benefits divided by the present value expected cost. Take note that this formula is both present values need to be inserted with their absolute non-negative amount. So if you have consistently used negative cash flow for either the cost or the benefit side, so your result will be negative. You then need to multiply it with -1. So this is the example of benefit cost ratio or BCR. So example number 1, EFG is working upon the renovation of its factory in the upcoming year, and for they expect of an outflow of $50 immediately, and they expect the benefits out of the same for $25 for the next 3 years. So the inflation rate that is currently prevailing is 3%. So you are required to assess whether the decision to renovate will be profitable by using a BCR. So this is the solution. To do the cost-benefit analysis, first we need to bring both cost and benefit to today's value. So since the outflow of $50 is immediate and the would remain the same. So since the gains are in future value, we need to discount them back by using discount rate of 3%. So therefore, the benefit cost ratio can be calculated as using the below formula, as the calculating BCR or is equal to present value of benefit expected from the project, present value of the cost of the project, for is equals to 70,715.28 divided by 500,000. So the BCR of this example number 1 is 1.41. Since the benefit cost ratio is greater than 1, so the renovation decisions appears to be beneficial.
Hi, my name is Mark Lentinoto, and for today's video, we will talk about the other methods of benefits cost ratio. So what is the benefit cost ratio? The benefit cost ratio is an indicator showing the relationship between the relative cost and benefits of a proposed project expressed in monetary or qualitative terms. In benefit cost ratio, we use this equation or formula, which is benefits minus the benefits over cost. A benefit cost ratio greater than or equal to 1.0 indicates that the project under construction is economically advantageous. So if we use this equation and the final result of the problem is greater than or equal to 1.0, the project is advantageous. Here we have the example number 1, and in this statement we have to determine the basic benefit cost ratio for the project. In solution, we have to identify first the benefits and costs before we get the benefit cost ratio. In this equation, our benefit is $650,000 and the cost is $415,000. And how to get this? We use this equation or formula to get the $415,000. And next we have to solve for basic benefits cost ratio, which is our benefits $650,000 and over $415,000. So our final result is 1.57. So the project for this statement is in advantage. Next example. In this example, we need to determine if the problem is good for people. So in solution, PW cost or present worth of cost is equal to 1,500,000, and this equation, which is this, and we have the result to 298,878. So the benefit cost ratio is the benefit, which is 500,000 minus the disbenefit 100,000 over 298,878 is equal to 1.34. So in conclusion, the program is good.